The cinematic landscape of 2024 witnessed a monumental conclusion to one of the most ambitious live-action sagas in Japanese history with the release of Kingdom 4, Return of the Great General. This film does not merely function as a sequel but serves as a thunderous crescendo to the Battle of Bayou, an arc that has defined the growth of our protagonist, Shun, and the legend of the man who cast the longest shadow over the era, Ouki. To step into this film is to step into a vortex of dust, blood, and the weight of history itself, where the stakes are no longer just about territory but about the very soul of what it means to be a great general of the heavens. The narrative picks up with the Qin army precariously positioned against the overwhelming tactical brilliance of the Zhao forces. While the previous films established the groundwork of warfare and political intrigue, Return of the Great General narrows its focus until the entire world seems to shrink down to a single, blood-soaked clearing in the woods. The primary catalyst for this tension is the arrival of Hoken, a man who calls himself the Bushin, or the God of War. Hoken is not a strategist or a king. He is a force of nature, a singular entity of destruction who seeks to prove his transcendence by slaying the strongest men on Earth. His presence introduces a supernatural chill to a grounded historical epic, turning a military campaign into a primal struggle for survival. At the heart of this storm stands Ouki, portrayed with an almost divine charisma by Takao Osawa. For 3 films, we have seen Ouki as a mentor, a riddle, and a symbol of a bygone era of heroism. In this 4th installment, the mask of the eccentric general finally falls away to reveal the raw, unyielding steel beneath. Osawa's performance is nothing short of transformative, capturing the paradoxical nature of a man who finds joy in the horror of battle and carries the dreams of thousands on his shoulders. When Ouki finally takes the field, the cinematography shifts, the camera lingering on the sheer scale of his glaive and the way his presence alone dictates the atmosphere of the battlefield. The film masterfully balances the macro and the micro. On one hand, we see the terrifying intellectual prowess of Ryousuke, played by Shun Oguri, whose calm demeanor provides a chilling contrast to the chaos of the front lines. Ryousuke represents the new era of warfare, one defined by information, timing, and cold calculation. His entry into the fray is not marked by a sword swing but by a shift in the wind, a realization that the Qin army has walked into a trap far more intricate than they imagined. This tactical chess match provides a necessary grounding for the more fantastical elements of the duel between Ouki and Hoken. Shun, played by Kento Yamazaki, undergoes his most significant evolution yet. Throughout the movie, he is no longer just a hot-headed boy shouting about his dreams. He is a witness to the pinnacle of martial excellence. As he watches Ouki fight, the film uses Shun as our surrogate, allowing us to feel the sheer pressure of what it takes to stand at the top of the mountain. Yamazaki brings a newfound maturity to the role, his eyes reflecting the weight of the lessons Ouki is teaching him, not through words, but through every swing of his weapon. The High Shin unit, too, feels more cohesive and desperate than ever, their struggle to survive the Zhao onslaught serving as a gritty, high-stakes backdrop to the main duel. Visually, Shinsuke Sato continues to push the boundaries of what Japanese blockbuster cinema can achieve. The action choreography is visceral and heavy. You can feel the impact of every horse collision and the vibration of steel against steel. Unlike many modern action films that rely on rapid-fire editing to hide poor stunts, Kingdom 4 allows the action to breathe, giving the audience a clear view of the terrifying power Hoken wields and the graceful, devastating counterattacks of Ouki. The use of practical sets and vast numbers of extras gives the film a tangible, epic scale that feels reminiscent of old-school Hollywood epics like Ben-Hur or Spartacus, yet infused with the distinct stylistic flair of its manga origins. The emotional core of the film, however, lies in its exploration of legacy. The title, Return of the Great General, carries a double meaning that only becomes clear as the credits approach. It refers to Ouki's return to the battlefield, but more importantly, it refers to the return of a certain spirit of chivalry and ambition to the next generation. The final act is a masterclass in tension and pathos. As the battle reaches its inevitable conclusion, the film doesn't shy away from the tragedy of war. It lingers on the cost of glory and the loneliness that comes with being a legend. The dialogue, often epic and theatrical, feels earned because the actors invest every line with genuine conviction. What makes this film stand out in the sea of live-action adaptations is its refusal to compromise on the weight of the source material. It understands that Kingdom is not just about cool fights, It is about the philosophy of leadership and the inheritance of will. When Ouki speaks of what a great general sees, the vast landscapes, the thousands of lives, the flow of history, the film manages to visualize that abstract concept through breathtaking wide shots and a sweeping orchestral score that tugs at the heartstrings. It is a cinematic experience that demands to be seen on the largest screen possible, where the dust of the battlefield feels like it's filling the room. As the story draws to its close, the audience is left with a profound sense of closure for this specific chapter, yet a burning curiosity for what lies ahead for Shin. The film manages to make a historical period feel immediate and relevant, reminding us that while kings and borders change, the human desire to leave a mark on the world remains constant. Kingdom 4, Return of the Great General is a rare feat, a sequel that surpasses its predecessors in emotional depth, technical execution, and sheer narrative power. It is a fitting tribute to the character of Ouki and a triumphant statement on the potential of Japanese epic cinema. It is a film that breathes fire, bleeds history, and ultimately, soars on the wings of its own monumental ambition.